Hello students, today we will see what is C programming language and the basic tokens of C programming language. Now here C is a procedure oriented programming. Means what? We can even write it as POP, that is procedure oriented programming. Actually, why we need programming language, right? Like for example Hindi, Marathi, German, right? These are the different languages which are understandable by a human being, right? These are the different languages. English, right? English, Marathi, Hindi. These are the different languages which are understandable by the human being, right? Now system, that is the computer, cannot understand these languages, right? So for that purpose, we have different programming languages, that is computer programming languages, right? Now, what are those languages? C, C++, Java, Python, VBA, etc. Okay, now, right, that is whatever we want to give any particular task to the computer. So that should be written in any of the computer programming language. Then only it will be understandable by the computer. What happens here? Here we have a compiler for compiling the source code. That is, whatever we are writing in any program, that program is considered as a source, right? So what does the compiler does here? Here we have different compilers for different programming languages. C compiler, for C we have C compiler, for C++ we have C++ compiler, and so on, right? Depending on the languages we have different compilers. Now what does a compiler contain? Contains inbuilt libraries and header file, right? So why we need these libraries? Because these libraries and header files include many different inbuilt functions. So now here in C language, whatever task is given to the computer, that is compiled with the help of compiler. And what happens here? Source code is converted into machine code, that is also called as binary code, right? So binary code is understandable by the computer, right? So now as we said that C is a procedure oriented language. Means what is mean by that? Procedure is nothing but whenever a task is being given to the computer and a particular functions are used for the execution of those programs, so then we will call it as a procedure oriented. POP means it contains functions, that is our task which is to be executed, that will be done by the function. Function is nothing but particular process, or we can say some operations are done for us to get the output. Now here, how we can do this? Like for example, whatever the input that we are giving in a program, it can be the input, or you can say the data can be static or dynamic. That is, static is data that you are already giving in your program, or you can say it as data that is already initialized. Dynamic data is taken from the keyboard after the program gets executed, that is at runtime. Now, so what are the different concepts that you understood till here? Is what is C program, what is C programming, right? And why we need computer programming language, right? And what is procedure oriented programming? Why C is procedure oriented, right? Because you just remember that in C we use the concept of inbuilt built functions and user defined. So always remember that POP is nothing but when any task is to be done, we need the use of functions. Right now, first we will see, as we said, that POP is nothing but a procedure oriented language, and we need functions for executing, for performing any particular task in C programming language, right? So now how and from where these functions are coming, right? So that is nothing but in the starting we came across the words library and header files, right? So these things are present, are already inbuilt in the right? And depending on different compilers like C, C++, there are different library files and header. And the header files contains inbuilt functions that we are going to use in C. Right now, first we will see why we need these header files, right? And how we can use these functions, the inbuilt functions which are present in this header files. So for this, what we have to learn now? We have to learn the syntax, or we can say that we have to learn the structure of our C program, right? Structure of C program. Here we have, as we said, that we have to use the inbuilt functions depending on our situation. Whatever the inbuilt functions are there, we are going to use those functions in our program. So for that purpose, what we need header files, and those header files must be included, must be written in our C program. Then only we can access the inbuilt functions. So there are many different header files that contain many different inbuilt functions. So first we have to write the header files in our C program. Right now, first we will see how to include this, right? As we have different keywords, right? Keyword in C language, that is words which are already inbuilt in compile. That is, they are also called as reserved words. They have some particular meaning. So we cannot change the name of any keyword. Now here, the first point in structure of C program is we are going to include the header files, right? So for that, we have a keyword that is called as include. So I will write here keyword for writing header file in our program. We need a keyword include. So what is the keyword that we need? It is an include. So as include is a keyword and its name cannot be changed, right? And neither its spelling can be changed, because it is some meaningful word which is present inside the compiler, which is already saved, which is a reserved word. So here I have to use include some header file name and right, and header file with the extension dot extension, right? This is nothing but the syntax for including our header. Okay, now what is this which is coming in blue color with the 2 backslash? It is called as the comment that we will write in any of our programming language, in any of our program, whether it is C, C++, Java, any of the programming language. Comment is nothing but a particular sentence or a statement, we can say, which is just written only for the understanding purpose of the user or the programmer. That is, it doesn't need to be executed. The compiler will not execute the comment. It is just written for the understanding of the programmer. Now here, right? Now, one thing I want to ask, can we write like this? Hash include 123 header file name dot h is the extension for the header. Can I write like this? Hash include 123 angle bracket, header file name, dot h, and angle bracket is closed. Now hash is nothing but it is a preprocessor directive to direct our code or header. Right. Now tell me this line 50, that is, can we write like this? Right. No, we cannot write hash include 1 to 3. This is the wrong thing. It is totally wrong because as we said, include is a keyword, right? And it is inbuilt. Its name cannot be changed. Means what? Its spelling cannot be changed, right? So we have to use hash include. That we cannot use hash include 1 2. So what is happening? Hash include 1 2 3, right? Include 1 2 3. It is not a keyword, right? So we will get error syntax. Okay, now so you understood one thing, very important thing from this part is keywords are the words which are already inbuilt. Its name and meaning, spelling cannot be changed, right? So whatever the inbuilt words are there, exactly we have to use the same correct name and spelling of those keywords, right? Keywords can also be termed as tokens in C language. That is small unit of code, right? That is we are using many number of keywords in our program. We will be using, right? Now done, right? Now the second step is nothing but as we have included the header file, that is here the header files are stdio.h, onio.h, right? So on, many different header files. So what is the use of these header files? That is, this header file is nothing but is this for the standard input out. That is to take the input and print the result or any statement, sentence. For printing the result and for taking the input and giving the output, we need this particular header file, that is stdio, and it can be written as hash include stdio.h. This, right? And now what is there in this header file? As we said, there are many inbuilt functions in the header, right? For example, we will see functions like printf, scanf. These are the functions which are present inside, some of the functions which are present inside the stdio.h header file. So with the name itself we can say that printf function is for printing the data. Scanf is a function for scanning, that is for reading the data, reading the input, right? The same way we have one more header file, onio. That is nothing but console input out, that is for the screen purpose, right? And these this header file have some functions like clr, scr, that is to clear the screen, that is the previous out is clear, and many different functions, right? Now next is we will see what is the syntax, the way how to use the printf and scanf. Syntax for printf function scan, right? Before this, first we will see what is a variable, right? Because we have some data, right? And that data is need to be stored, right? Somewhere in our system, in our compiler. So for that, in our processor we can say, right? So for storing the data, what we need? We need variables. Variables can also be considered as tokens, right? So why we need variables? To store data. Like we can say some space is required, right? To store or, right? And variable, in a variable we can change our data can also be changed, that is variable we can say data can be varied, right? Now here variable is user defined. Now means what? Lastly, for keyword we said that Keyword is a inbuilt words, right? That is already stored, already saved in the compiler for a particular use, right? But here variables are nothing but these are used for storing our data. So for that purpose, variable is called as user defined. That is, a programmer or the user is defining the variable, right? Now here we can say valid variables means what names we can say, right? What name we can give to a variable. Okay, that is from small a to z, right? Capital A to capital Z, A1 to 3, ASDF, sum, average, click, view, Suraj, Vivek, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? These are the valid variable names that can be defined by the user. Right? And variables are also called as identifiers. Now, why we call them as identifiers? Like for example, if we have to store data of a student. So, what are the particular properties or details about a student? Student roll number, student name, student marks, right? So, by seeing this SRO, we can say that SRO is nothing but a roll number of a student, right? That is, we are able to identify, right? Identify the data, right? So for that purpose, variables can also be called as idents. Okay, now that is when we are writing SRO, we cannot give value as Dattare, right? Any name cannot be given, right? That is, SRO means roll number, right? That is, we can give some numeric value, right? We can understand. Now, how this can be differentiated? Just for the identifying purpose of a variable, we can understand that SRO means student roll number and it will contain some numeric data, right? But in C compiler or any of the programming language, there are different data types for storing different data. Okay, that is, now we will see some of the data types. Now again, data types can also be called, we can say, can also be considered as C tokens. Means what? A small piece of code which is written in a program, right? Token is nothing but a small piece of code which is written in our program, right? Now we have int is a data type, int, small int, right? We cannot write here as int 1 2 3 4. Okay, so it will give you the error. So whatever the inbuilt words that are there, we have to use as it is, right? So that is nothing but again this int, char, float, again these data types, we can say them as the keywords which are already inbuilt, right? Now int stores what? Only numeric data. That is, we can say numbers can be, right? Only numbers can be stored. The same way we have char where only characters or we can say strings can be stored. Okay, now float for storing decimal numbers, and even double is also a keyword, data type for storing the same, that is for numeric decimal values, right? Now here we will see one more thing, that is int takes 2 bytes of memory for storing the data, char will take 1 byte, float will take 4 bytes, double will take 8, right? And the memory, the bytes for the memory depends, bytes of for data types depends on the process, that is for 32-bit or 64-bit process, right? So up till here you have done with the keywords, right? What are keywords, data types, variables, right? And header files and inbuilt functions, right? Now here we have to understand the syntax for printf function and scanf, right? And some basic programs on C language. First, we will start with the basic programs of C language in our next, right? So please go through this whole video and write down whatever I have written. Write down the points as in for your notes, for as this will be helping you for writing your examination, right? C exam, and even to understand the basic concept of C. That is, even for the interview purpose also, this will be very helpful. So please subscribe the channel. Thank you.